little bit wonky today. Everyone's a little all over the place, but we're going to do our best. Per usual, we have Elena.
Holidays.
Yes,
Here.
holidays. We have Elena. We have Sapala. Somewhere. We have Vale.
Hi.
You're not Vale, you're Sapala. We have Xavier.
Present.
We have Uldorez.
I am here.
And we have Glaive.
And
Greetings.
we have our fabulous DM, who's
And that's me. My name's Cal. I'm the Dungeon Master. Dun, dun, dun. Tonight we pick up our session where we left off last week. So, after the party had gone about their day, there was dancing, there was drinking, there was merriment. Glaive and Sapala had a wonderfully choreographed dance that they provided at a bar. Uldorez had his first sip of some hard cider and got a little verschnicket, as the word would be. Verschnicket. And unfortunately, some revelations were had as well. Vox Machina is apparently not doing well, and is in the abyss currently. And further communication was no longer available after subsequent tries. Elena, being practically dragged to the Raven Queen's temple, was then confronted by the visage of the Raven Queen herself, who offered her aid in the future in exchange for her service in the now, to which she agreed.
Spoilers.
She told the party this.
No. The only person who doesn't know is Xavier.
Meta knowledge.
Um, and Glaive, having listened to this conversation, suddenly realized that he is a 1,000-year-old person on the wrong side of history at the moment, and has been having a panic attack. And that's where we pick up. So, it is currently very late in the evening, probably 11 o'clock on the evening of Wednesday, the 17th of Uskar, as a light snow falls outside and an eerie silence covers the Raven Queen's tomb as everyone stares at Glaive, who is proverbially breathing into a paper bag, trying to calm himself.
Okay, what's happening? It's too early for all of this. What's happening?
You mean too
It's
late?
11 o'clock at night. How is it too early for any of
I
this?
thought we just got up after a long rest.
No, it's too late. It's at nighttime.
Did we
No.
not have a long rest?
Vale, you took a long rest in the middle of the day, remember?
No.
Didn't you? Oh, all right, then no.
Oh no, it is. It is
I
the
took-
morning because we
I
had
took a long rest
breakfast.
at night like a normal person.
Oh, actually, you are
It is.
absolutely right. I forgot that happened right after breakfast. So
I had my coffee.
I rescind what I said. It is Thursday, and no longer Wednesday the 17th. It is now Thursday.
Look at you.
and-
That's right, Sapala and Eldoris are both hung over, and Eldoris just left because there's a bunch of crazy people.
He's correct. We're all nuts.
I do apologize. I never marked off the day. So it
People
is
don't even know what day it is.
early in the morning. Continue.
You know what, Dale?
What?
A lot has happened this morning. Okay.
I
Like
said, it's
three
too early
things.
for this.
Like three things.
We had breakfast, I got Elena to sell her soul, and then I...
Oh, you put it like that. It sounds bad.
You know, we found out my parents were in the abyss. There's like 4 things. Okay, 4.
Okay, 4 things. And then I realized I was 1,000 years old, and that's traumatizing.
That
I
all
became
sounds
the champion of the Raven Queen.
Yeah, just a normal Thursday.
They're not even here, Xavier. Is there a pigeon?
yes.
No, it's Crow.
My pet pigeon.
It's a raven.
Can y'all stop
Okay.
talking so loud?
Why did we come here again?
Because I figured that we'd be able to get the Raven Queen here. And that I would be able to see her, and
Well,
she
you
isn't
got her
here.
You
She's
got
on the
her
other
here.
side of whatever the Divine Gate is.
Okay. Why?
I don't know why they're on the other side of the
No, no,
gate,
no. Why was that your goal?
because before
Who
the
wakes up one
1,000-year
day and says,
thing.
I want to go summon a god.
Yeah, because they were always around. You couldn't go 5 feet without tripping over one. Well, not tripping over one. They were the size of mountains, but you get my point.
I think.
Okay, where did I lose you?
You were trying to summon a god this morning.
Just because you talk to a god does not mean that a bad thing is going to happen. And yes, I used to go around and talk to other gods. There were ancient temples to them. They lived there. These. You okay over there?
I think Eldoris might have had the right idea here.
Wonderful. Fine. And we'll get to the matter at hand.
Thank you.
Elena's
Matter
parents
at
are trapped in
hand?
the abyss.
Okay. Knew that.
We obviously can't go after them at the state that we're in.
Right, so we need to go and get more equipment.
And
Stronger
then
equipment.
Glaive is somehow 1,000 years old.
Did my father told you not to go after them?
He told me not to let you go after them. It's true. I put it in my notes.
Pretty sure that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Keep Elena away from here.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
And you think it's wise to go into the abyss after them?
I don't think anyone said going into the abyss.
We're not. Not yet. We're going to get better equipped before we go. Vale is looking for the wraps of Diamag. We need more of those. More of those almighty powerful artifacts.
Frog people.
Should we at least tell my brother where they are? I don't know if I even should.
I don't
We
think
should.
that will benefit him in any way.
Oh, you mean your parents?
Yes, my parents.
Oh, that's different. Also no.
At this point, what is Eldoris doing?
Eldoris has. You'll have to excuse me. I'm a little sick. I'm a lot sick.
Aw.
But Eldoris is. He has walked away from the group because they're all crazy. One talked to gods, and the other is 1,000 years old, and Eldoris is beside himself. He walked away, and he's shaking his head and making his way back towards the castle, and he's going to his room, and he's going to begin packing things. Not that he has much in his room, but he goes to his room to start packing things.
Takes all the shirts.
All right, you make your way back along the path toward Whitestone Castle. You note that there are a number of horses lined up along the center of Whitestone, and kind of remark that as you go by and make your way back up to the castle and begin packing your things.
Seeing all those horses there, can I ascertain as to what they're doing? Are they going somewhere? Did they just get there?
No, as you pause for a moment, look, you see they appear to be setting up a form of race around Whitestone in celebration for the Winter's Crest Festival today. There, a number of people are placing bets, and riders are pulling up horses and getting ready for the day's festivities.
Well, last bet I placed didn't work very much in my favor. But it's also good to know that the amount of craziness hasn't stopped people from enjoying themselves. Clearly, they don't understand everything that's going on. Okay, going back to my room. I have to get out of here. These people.
All right. You make your way back to your room and begin packing what little you have.
There's literally like 5 things in his room, and they're all on the nightstand next to each other.
So it takes you a very short amount of time to have them thrown back in your rucksack over your shoulder. Yeah.
Immediately following, I go down to the Uldoris goes down to the main hall where everybody eats, and he starts shoving like pastries and pocket bacon and stuff into his satchel and his coat and everything, and he's like loading up for the road. Like, I'm getting out of here.
You're in the main eating area?
Yeah.
As you are loading your rucksack full of pastries, a familiar voice chimes from the corner of the table. That's an awful lot of pastries to be putting in your backpack.
Is that Jakar?
You turn and look over your shoulder, and you see Jakar sitting at the end of the table wearing this bright purple bathrobe with gold trim along the entire thing. And he's what you can only assume to be pantsless, as his bare legs from the thigh down protrude, as he sits there with a cup of coffee and a pastry in the other hand, and he's watching you intently stuffing your bag.
Doris shudders just a little bit. Yes. One way or another, I'm hitting the road. I'm either going on my own, or I am going with these other crazy people to wherever they go. I don't know where we're going. I may just head out on my own. Either way, I have a feeling I'll be on the road for a long time.
You're all leaving. Why?
Well, I'm leaving because that's what I do. I leave. I run. The others haven't really decided what they're doing yet.
Well,
There's a lot of things.
I get that feeling. I definitely understand what it is to run away. You can tell a lot about a person by what fights they choose to stay in and what fights they choose to flee. It's good to know this is the one you run from. But you know who you are.
What kind of person do you see me as?
Well,
Because
you were there for Drina. You were there with me, and we're part of the party that wanted to stay and help people. Selfless. But now you say you don't know what's going on with you. And so you're running away. So you now know that you're the type of person that will risk something to help others, but when it comes to private matters, you flee. And that's what type of man you are.
when you say it that way, makes me feel weak.
Well, strength comes in recognizing one's weaknesses, don't they? You can either face them and better yourself, or continue to run. And he takes a last sip of coffee and gets up from the table and gives you a slight bow and walks out of the room.
Put some pens on. And he takes another look around the room, kind of hangs his head a little bit, and I better see what these kooks are up to before I go. And he starts sulking back to the group.
All right. While that was going on, let's continue the argument at the at the Raven Queen's thingy-madoo.
I believe it was Elena's turn.
Peggy, you
Hello?
there? Bagels.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just thinking.
A dangerous pastime.
Indeed.
Causes riots, uprising, beheadings in the French.
What was the last thing that was said in the argument? Sorry.
Something along the
uh,
line of we need more powerful things.
Yes. So we're going to go get Vale's more powerful things.
I agree. We do need more powerful things, and the Road Queen told me to grow. So, whatever that means.
It means you are a stalk of wheat, and she is the one holding the scythe.
Comforting.
Very comforting. Well, standing in this temple isn't going to help.
We're going to need horses.
I also just can't leave immediately. I have to tell my brother that I'm leaving.
We'll leave tomorrow morning. We'll be well rested, and we will have the entire day's worth of light ahead of us.
Elena, I can understand your fears, but I'm sorry, you really don't have a choice.
I didn't say that I wasn't leaving. I just can't leave at the drop of a hat.
Well, I just wanted to make sure.
I have duties here just as much as I have duties to the world. And I can't just abandon them.
You're not. You're leaving them in the hands of Oliver.
Which may or may not be the best decision, but we don't really have another option in that area either.
True.
I don't have many options in this area. In many areas.
Question for
Okay.
DM.
Yes.
Is Cassandra still around?
No. She left 1, 2, 3, 4 days ago.
She went to the summer home.
That's what I thought. Continue.
I do need to stop by Gilmore's and pick something up before we leave.
Cool. That coincides with what I do. So, Paula, you want to tag along? I got some errands to run.
I shall.
I'm
All
going
right.
to go pack my things.
And one of those errands involve horses.
And Xavier, where are you right now?
Well, I was in the library. I had just finished summoning Beakback.
Okay.
Because,
What would you like to do now?
I would actually like to go peruse at Gilmore's.
All right.
Oh my.
As you walk out of the library at this time, you look down the hall toward the main entrance and just watch as Oldores is making his way out the front door.
Oh, Doris.
Yes,
I thought you were with everybody else.
I was. And you know they're all crazy.
Yeah, they can get crazy.
One thinks he's 1,000 years old,
What?
and the other one apparently started talking to some Raven Queen.
They have names.
I feel like I keep getting lumped in with the crazy ones.
Yes, they do. I guess I'm just a little flustered. I don't know what's going on anymore. I thought I was out of my mind. Oh, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Well, people do grow on you the more you stay with them. But where are you heading off to now?
Well, I was going to hit the road on my own. Because, like I said, things just kind of blew up all of a sudden and got a little crazy. But That strange one from China. He said some things that are making me second guess myself.
Well,
Thinking maybe I should stay. And,
don't listen too closely to
group.
what he has to say. He's a little more crazy than most of us. Well,
Maybe, but he said some things that sounded surprisingly sane. Made sense.
oh, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. Well, I'm headed into town. Would you like to join me?
Yeah, maybe I need a distraction. Yes. Where are you up to?
I'm heading up to Gilmore's mainly.
Oh, sure. I'll come with you.
All right, we'll head off.
All right. The two of you make your way down the path toward Dawnfather Square, where Gilmore has his shop set up. As you come down, you hear a very loud, echoing gunshot go off from the center of town, and instinctively you look all around for the source, where suddenly 5 horses come gallivanting past you, galloping through the streets of the city as people are lined on the edges of the street, cheering as the horses make their way out to the edge of the town, through the gate to the northwest. Northwest. And you can hear them continue around the edge of Whitestone. The crowd in the center kind of dies down a little bit and starts heading toward the south gate. As you make your way into the now deserted Dawnfather Square.
Well then, that was quite the showing.
You approach Gilmore's shop, which is darkened, and a sign in the door hangs closed.
Oh, shite.
Oh, that's strange.
That is. Would you like to go see what those soldiers were doing?
They were horse races, I believe.
Oh. News to me. Be right back. I'll fly up, see if I can't see the path that they're taking.
Sure. Make a perception check.
First roll of the night. Everything got updated. 23. No.
All right. As you fly up a good 100, 200 feet into the air is cold, and you have to pull your coat around you to keep yourself warm as this light snow falls. The sunlight coming through the clouds, but still this air of chill just creeps to your very bones at this altitude. You glance down at the city below you and just see hundreds of rooftops with smoke billowing from each of the chimneys. You extend your gaze past the edge of the city to where you see the 4 horsemen galloping around the west side of the town. Crowds of people lying in cheer. One in the front seems to be a young boy actually on his horse, and they're rounding the east side of the town at this present moment, and are still continuing along the east side. Are you going to watch for the entire horse race?
No. I'll fly back down and rejoin Aldoris.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's quite an interesting sport. I haven't seen much like that in Amon. Anything that you like to do today? Apparently, it doesn't involve shopping.
No, I mean, I was quite literally ready to just go. But I suppose we should probably catch up with the rest of the group. I'm not sure if you're aware of everything that's going on.
No, I've I've been in the library most of the day.
You spend a lot of time there.
Researching and other things. Had to bring Beak back, as you see on my shoulder.
Yeah. About that.
Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry.
It's not the first time he's been killed. Well,
As the two of you are talking, you see as the rest of the party comes approaching from the west, walking down the street, still noisily talking about what they're going to do and debating whether or not they should discuss this with Oliver or not.
don't walk down that road.
Do what?
Don't walk in that road. Horses.
I stop in the middle of the road. What about
Horses.
what about
race.
horses? I can't. Oh, horses!
On the earphone, horses are coming. That is a racetrack currently.
Why would they use a road for a racetrack? I get out of the road.
Isn't this where Gilmore's is? That doesn't seem safe.
No, it doesn't. But Whitestone's weird.
Agreed.
Excuse
Agreed.
you?
He said
Oh,
Whitestone
sorry.
is weird.
The
Thank you,
people
Blake.
of Whitestone are weird.
Oh, I heard what
That's
they
what I meant
said.
to say.
I just
It's
wanted
not
to
like you
make
just
sure
heard
they
it in your mind or
said
anything.
it.
I could say it again.
Whitestone is weird.
I'm sure that Amon and Stillburn are just as equally weird, and so is Wild.
I'd go with boring, not weird.
I've been to a lot of places. A lot of weird places. And right now, Whitestone's right up there with them. But you're right, I've never been to any of these Stillben or any of these other places you just mentioned. So
Well, I can say
maybe there's.
smells like swamp. People fish.
I see that Gilmore's is closed. I forgot that today's Christmas, so you won't be open till tomorrow.
Today's what?
Today is Winter's Crest Eve.
Winter's Crest Eve.
This is when last minute shopping gets done.
Dang.
Not if you're
Make
responsible.
Vale, with that comment, make a perception check.
Oh crap. It's a hole. I love disadvantage. Well, a natural 20 and a 16 total.
Okay, 16. As you comment that, oh man, that's when last minute shopping gets done. You glance around the rest of Dawnfather Square and see that other locations, such as Fox Merchandise, Belle of the Ball, Final Admonition, all these other locations are actually still open. Gilmore's appears to be the only shop on the block that is closed.
Do you say this to the group? That's.
Yeah.
I wonder.
It sounded like you had something to say.
I
I
very much had
wonder
a
if
thought just to teleport in there. But
he
The
went
Gilmores?
after my parents.
does he even know about your parents?
I mean,
Well,
Or-
when
Oh,
when
fine.
my uncle and aunt
miss.
just get flung through a tree,
that was kind of hard to miss.
and he is on
And-
the council, so he would know where they went.
That's true.
What were the names of the stores? I have them written down, but I have to
Vox Merchandise,
right.
Belle of the Bald Boutique, Final Admonition, Mortals, Morsels, and Divine Desserts, Alphonse's Alchemical Emporium, General Academia, and that's all that was on that street.
What kind of
I
store was
really
the
like
third store?
needed to get my necklace from him.
What kind
though.
of store was Final Admonition?
Yeah, that one. What
That was the blacksmith.
the blacksmith. Okay. What was the bookstore? General Academia.
Yeah.
I would like to go there.
Books.
As you walk over in that direction, everyone else still staring at Gilmore's. You open up the door, and inside you see the the crowded bookshelves that are familiar to where you purchased your last several books. Behind the counter, the slightly grizzled old man with half moon spectacles looks up, his eyes enlarged by them. And, oh, happy Winter's Crest! What are you gonna do for you?
Happy Winter's Crest. I was just browsing.
Have a look around. Everything's on 50% off sale today.
Ooh.
Winter's Crest special.
All right, I will look around for something interesting.
Make an investigation check.
Awesome.
I guess I would have gone in with her.
And is Sapala still with me?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I should have said that.
All right. As most of you enter General Academia.
Boy, nothing like browsing books with disadvantage. It wasn't good.
What?
There's no books in here.
What'd you roll? 1?
I got a 7 total.
Oh my
7.
gosh.
Glancing around, it's all the same dusty tomes that you've seen before. You see the scroll, which you already own. You make way through. The only one that really stands out to you is Interview with an Ogre.
I have that one too.
Oh, that one? You have that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I rephrase. The Trickfoot game. Good lord. Which ones do you have? No, that's a high roll. High roll's
I
tough.
have that one too.
He has all the books.
I got a lot of books. I've only read a couple of them so far.
Did you buy all of the ones that I had listed?
Not all of them. I bought 4 of them.
Okay.
That was 4.
10 Little Spirits.
That one. Okay, we
Okay,
don't have
you
that
find
one.
10 Little Spirits.
Excellent. I will take this book.
Just 2 gold.
Perfect.
I'm sorry, gold, silver, 2 silver. Ah,
Oh,
that would be
thank
quite a
God, that's so
markup.
much better. That would have made my golden odd number. That would have been dreadful. Sorry,
Wait.
here, 2 silver.
Don't question it, big man.
Okay.
I thought the same thing. Math is hard, kids. Stay in school.
Reverse math. May I take a glance around at some of the books?
Sure, make an investigation check.
Likewise, sir.
Disadvantage.
All right, both of you investigations.
I also would like to.
Oh, that's
Lily's
garbage.
gonna go talk to her brother.
Okay, so you turn around and walk out of the office as everyone else is perusing
Well,
bookshelves.
I let them know that I'm gonna go talk to my brother. So.
Investigation or perception?
Yep. Investigation.
26.
3.
Yay, it's not just me.
Glaive, glancing on the shelves, your eyes fall on one book, and as you pull it off, you see on the cover just a beautifully illustrated portrait of a young woman laying prostrate in the arms of a very well-muscled and shirtless orc. And there you are. Upon the cover, you see in gilded calligraphy, Tusk Love.
Well, that's a terrible position. Her throat's wide open. You just put the dagger right in.
And Mackenzie,
I don't think it's that kind
Yes.
as you search around the shelves, you actually do find, as opposed to the general fiction that is adorning most of these shelves, you find one book that appears to actually be a history. It is called Spider of the East. And it is a documentation of the Jorhassian Empire and the Drow who live there and their worship of the name's slipping me right now.
Wolf.
Yeah, that one.
LOLTH. That's how you spell wolf.
Wolf.
I hear typing.
Yeah. I'll take that.
So you walk the book up to the counter and, not many people interested in Zoroastrian law. I'll give you that one for just 5 silver.
All right. Plop it down on the counter. Thank you very
Happy
much.
Winter's Crest.
Happy Winter's Crest.
Sapala, was I to understand that you wanted to look for a book as well?
Yes.
Roll a investigation check.
I got a 16.
16. As you're looking through the tomes, you find a strange book. It's large even by your standards, probably a good at least foot across and foot tall. And you pull it from the shelf and it kind of thunks heavily. This layer of dust and cobwebs just kind of pilfer towards you, causing you to cough and turn your head. You wipe away the cover and you see this strange language you do not recognize. A very jagged, very runic looking language. Glaive, are you watching what Sapala's doing?
I do not know. So let's
Make
just roll this thing.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Oh boy, yes, that's a 21.
Okay. As you glance over, looking through books and not really able to find anything, tear your eyes away from Tusklove, strangely transfixed upon it. You watch as Sapala pulls a book from the shelves. Its cover is not in common. However, it is in Giant and reads Giant of the Lost One. The Lost Ones. Sorry. Giant of the Lost Ones.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Oh, gross! I heard the wet in that.
Sorry.
That's supposed to point it out.
Oh, I heard it. It was wet.
Definitely, put that back there.
Juicy.
Definitely don't want that book.
Paul, what do you have there?
I
I'm
like.
not good at suppression.
The book is probably gonna like be pretty heavy for her, so she like just kind of carries it like a child basically, and like brings it over and just kind of just sits on the ground and like puts it on the ground as like look. I can't read it. Can you?
I can teach you to read it. Come on. We'll buy the book and figure out what's going on inside of it.
As you pick up the book and bring it over to the counter. Ah, that's a classic one right there. Very difficult to come by. First edition. 15 gold pieces.
I'll buy it.
Very good. Happy Winter's Crest.
Two.
I'm looking for some specific type of books.
What kind of book are you looking for?
Manuals, cooking, living.
I don't have many of a few books on pastry making in that corner over there. Mostly we deal in fiction.
It's something. I go over and get them.
You find a book called Sweets and Treats. And it'll run you for brevity's sake about 5 silver pieces. It's a book on cooking sweets.
Glaive, are you gonna make me pastries?
I'm going to try.
Really?
I like that. I'm gonna try.
Take note in that I said try. I might wind up making you charcoal.
No, I can use some-
DM, I'm not sure if you saw the chat there, but Eldoris was also looking around. I had a dirty.
Oh, 30-20 investigation. What are you looking for?
Anything. He's.
You see that the walls are very lined with fiction novels. You see tall tales and stories of heroes and legends of giant beasts being hunted and murder mysteries with magic and intrigue.
I think he's looking to learn something or discover something. Like he's trying to pass time for sure while everybody else is looking around, but he's also like, maybe I'll find something useful.
All right. So what you find is, okay. You find a book called Meeting in the Titans.
Ooh.
It's one of the newer books on the shelves. Do you flip it open or anything?
I'll grab it off the shelf. I will.
The front cover has this beautifully illustrated sketch of what appears to be a mountain, but this mountain has legs and arms and is standing over what looks like a vast city.
This looks interesting. And I will flip it.
And you'll what?
I will flip the cover open.
All right. On the inside cover, you see a brief foreword written by one Jorah Simban. And Simban, Simban. Oops.
Sikban.
Sikban. Jorah Simban. And the foreword talks about a great battle that took place over top of the city of Vasselheim 30 years ago, and a massive titan that has been felled and explored. And this book recounts the origins of such titanous beings, their meanings on the academic and the arcana pansophical fields of research.
Well, it's something to read, I guess. Maybe I'll find something interesting in here. Who knows?
And that one will run you about 5 gold.
All right.
All right. Everyone with books in tow and Sapala carrying this giant book behind Glaive as you enter the street. Elena, you were seeking out your brother. Where are you going to try to find him?
I'm going to look in the barracks first.
All right. So, assuming, of course, where your brother would be, you head eastward through the village, and as you step out of General Academia, you take a step into the street. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Natural one.
Elena dies, trampled by horses.
18?
18. Perfectly fine. As you take one step into the street, you hear behind you this rhythm of galloping hooves behind you, and you immediately pull yourself back up onto the sidewalk instinctually as 4 horses go by, kicking up snow and dirt as they run. A number of people come running down the street behind them, cheering and carrying on. You shake your head and make your way toward the barracks. As you open the door, you see Captain Enid, sitting behind her large oaken table, a cup of coffee in one hand, a quill in the other, and she's frantically just scribbling on paper as over her shoulder Oliver is dictating what appears to be a grand statement to be delivered. And next I will be discussing how... Elena, yes, what can I do for you?
I can wait a minute if you need, so that you can finish your letter.
Oh, no, Enid, we can pick this up later. Why don't you go make sure your men are watching the festivities all right? Go do an inspection or something. And you see her just... If you could hear her eyes being rolled, she gets up...
Her, like, the most apologetic, like, I'm so sorry for my brother look. Like, I'm so sorry.
As she packs up the quill and paper, and she stands up, and she looks you in the eye as she walks by, and she goes, "You and I need to have a discussion at some point," and continues out the front of the building. Your brother alone, he comes over to Enid's chair and just plops down. You hear this heavy just thunk as his armor connects with the wood below. Yes, Elena.
Long day, brother.
Only just beginning. I was having to write up the new instructions for the Whitestone Guards, and also signing over the paperwork to have the Riflemen of Whitestone signed over to my use.
Twitch.
Exciting. I have some news, brother.
Yes. I've heard great things about news you bring.
Stories from Aunt Cass.
Plenty. You should see some of the letters she's written.
I did not like bringing the news to her at all.
I do applaud your efforts, Elena. I do understand that you did the best you could with what was given to you, and while she may not have been able to handle such situations, rest assured that I am more than capable of handling whatever assault there is on Whitestone. Which reminds me, the men have returned from the preliminary investigation of the ruins deep below the city. Did you look at any of these ruins that were down there?
We looked at some.
Yes, trifling, fascinating. But there were no sign of any orcs or myriad, as you put it, or vampires or anything of the like. So you can rest assured that it appears their plot has failed. The stores of gunpowder have been returned to their rightful owner, and will be put to better use than rotting away below the city and potentially destroying it. But anyway, I'm sorry, you had something you wanted to say.
Is there like a chair in front of the desk?
Yes, there's.
Okay.
You can sit down right over
I
there.
go and like, this is a question for you. So like I go and sit down and I kind of like I sigh. Brother, this is not, and then the news that I bring to you is not an attack on Whitestone.
All right, you have.
It's about our parents. So
all right.
My Goliath friend able to cast the sending spell.
All right.
And he sent a message to Father, and Father replied. And they replied that they are in the abyss and to keep me away. And I'm assuming that is also to keep you away.
Make a perception check. I'm sorry, make an insight check.
Oh. I see. Is he going for a gun?
Bang! Don't you ever talk like that again.
Pistol whip.
You dare give more bad news?
Oh only Cassandra was here to hear about this.
Did you say insight?
Insight.
Across the continent, Cassandra dies of a heart attack.
21.
21. Literally the only rolled better. You watch as he stares you down for a moment, and his hand it's covering his mouth with his fist, just kind of staring at you with these intent eyes. You notice just the slightest twinge of a smile for a brief moment, and then the smile grows a little more as you look at it, and he goes, Elena, did you ignore every story our parents told you as a child?
No, not all of them.
Just most of them, yes? He sits back in the chair, and the smile broadens on his face. Elena, in our stories that we've heard of our parents, list off for me, if you will, some of the planes of existence they frequent.
Rude.
There's a lot of them, brother.
Exactly. I can recall them talking about visiting the Nine Hells, the elemental plane of fire, the elemental plane of water. They battled a kraken. They battled devils. They visited the Feywild. I am not in the least bit shocked that they are doing something in the abyss. I'm sure they will be perfectly fine. And of course they don't want you there. You would just be in danger.
So you're not worried for them?
Not in the
It does
slightest.
not worry you.
No, not one bit.
They're not.
Elena, our parents toppled demigods. Our parents defeated 5 dragons, if not more. 5 that are confirmed.
More.
And... Excuse me? I'm sorry, did you hear a pigeon? Someone?
It might have been a raven, brother. You know
Yes,
how they like
well.
frequent around us.
I lost my train of thought because of that pigeon. They toppled dragons, they've toppled demons, they've toppled demigods. I highly doubt there is anything in all of Exandria and greater that could stop them. And if it does, well, I'm sure we'll hear of it.
Well, he also tried to contact Mother and got no reply, brother.
Perhaps she had nothing to say.
Mother had nothing to say.
Very true. Perhaps she was unable to respond. I do not know. But nevertheless, I shall... well, all right. What would you, let me rephrase my letter of assessment. What would you have me do?
I won't have you do anything. My party wishes to leave and to get more items to prepare ourselves to go into the abyss after that.
Yes, far be it from me for the moment you hear anything saying don't go there to expect you to not do it.
It's in my blood, brother.
Yes. As I recall, your mother did not be an archer, and yet there you are with a bow to you. Are you asking for my blessing? You certainly don't need my permission. You
I'm
are free.
asking that you protect Whitestone.
You have that. You have my word that Whitestone shall be in a much better place than the one... Whitestone shall be in a better place than the way it was when it was given to me.
Ouch, brother.
That's not
So
what I
close.
meant. I only meant that I intend to raise Whitestone up. Make something of it. Make a better name for the people of Whitestone so that they are no longer on the margins of history and are a center point in it.
I mean, the castle is kind of lopsided at the moment, so it makes sense.
It literally sank the next day.
It's true. It's only gotten worse since he's gotten here.
I
so.
hate you all. Is there any duties that you need me to perform or anything before I leave?
Before you leave, no.
Ball
Where,
is
well,
tomorrow.
where are you going? Oh, the ball. Don't get me started. I've just been talking with Captain Enid about that. Looks like we're going to be doing that in Dawnfather Square, since the castle is in a relative state of disrepair at the moment. The ballroom is destroyed at the moment. That's where we're keeping most of the dead until they can be buried. The ground is too cold for them to be properly interred.
I believe that we are headed south.
Okay.
There's a possible vestige that we are going after.
Possible vestige to the south. You're not referring to a vestige of divergence, would you?
What other kind of vestige would I be referring to, brother?
God
Well,
damn it,
when
Elena.
one visits a chapel, you would know that vestiges are quite often used in holy rituals. Just a vestige of divergence, however, is a completely different ordeal.
Yes, a vestige of divergence, brother.
Are you perchance going near Single?
Possibly, I believe so. Do you need me to do something in Singorn?
Well, can I trust you not to make a fool of our family name, Elena?
I mean, I feel like the Derolo name has a certain foolery about it itself.
Not the Rolo part of our name, dear.
The part of the mother part, but I can try my best.
If you don't mind, if you are making your way through Singorn, just speak of me. Speak of what I do to the people of Singorn. They already have their captain on my side, but he only governs their military might. I would love to have the full support of the people of Singorn. So if you can, I don't know, try to spread the word of what I'm trying to do. Perhaps they can rally.
And convince elves to follow a quarter.
Yes, as it were, as you very eloquently put it.
That
It should not be.
going to be an amazing feat, brother.
It shall. Just, well, as I've heard from several of our denizens here at Whitestone, perhaps you should drop our name.
Name drop.
Name drop.
No, I do not like to use that family name. Brother.
I know you don't like to use the family name, Elena. However, this is a dire circumstance, and I have need of your aid. Can I trust you to help me? Look for the Enera family. You've already met one of them, Biagio. Do you remember him?
Yes.
His family is the one who is on the Council of Singorn, and perhaps they would be able to help you.
You don't think that grandfather would be able to help you?
Grandfather has his prejudices.
Maybe we could convince our aunt?
Elena, as I said, I am going to put a measure of faith in you. You may speak to whomsoever you wish to speak to at Singorn. I am merely attempting to guide you in heading to the Enra family. But if you feel that our grandfather is a better bet, then yes. And no, Biagio is not his last name, that is his first name.
How do you spell the last name?
Well, we should make as many allies as we can in Singorn. So I will try
Yes.
my best.
I almost got that.
Yes, but Biagio and the Anora family, they're in charge of the treasury and commerce of Singor. But anyway, yes, you have my blessing. You shall not return to find Whitestone in ruin. I hope that puts your mind to ease. And is there anything else I can do for you, dear sister?
No. So there's nothing that you need me to complete here, so...
Well, I had a little bit of time in the evening to attempt to have your robot reconstructed. If you give me another day or so, it's proven to be quite painful to work on. I had to move here to the barracks, but another several hours of me not having to dictate to imbeciles, and I should be able to have that up and running.
You know, if you call them so, they will not follow you, brother.
You'll notice I did not call them that right in front of them.
But the walls have ears, brother.
You have no idea.
You are always being watched.
An eloquent lesson, Elena. Now, without any more questions from you, I shall ask Captain Enid back into our my company. Would you mind sending her in on your...
Yes, I will talk to my party and see if we can extend it to wait for the robot. So.
Okay.
You better not have added anything special to him.
Oh, darling.
Because I will find out.
Adds a fucking rifle into his arm.
He walks you over to the door, and you open it and look out, and you see across the street on a bench, Captain Enid is. It looks like day dozing on a bench across the street. Her head just kind of lulled back, her hands clasped on her breast-plated chest, and her eyes are just closed and resting as she sits there on the bench.
I think she needs some rest, brother.
Rest is for the dead. I have work that needs to be done, and if she does not wish to do it, I shall find someone to relieve her of her position.
Let her have at least a few hours, brother.
All right. Baby sister, your sensitivities shall be the death of us all. Anyway.
Sensitivities, it's common decency.
Very well, Elena. Very well. You may, at the very least, tell her that she may go home for a few hours until I have need of her again, and allow her to get some sleep that is not on a bench in the middle of winter.
You do it, brother. It'll be nicer coming from you, who have worked her to the bone, than it is from me.
He straightens up, walks out of the barracks, looks both ways before crossing the street, expecting horses to go by. Crosses over to Captain Enid. She jostles from her sleep for a moment. Her eyes flutter open, and you see this attention come to her shoulders as she sits bolt upright. Captain, I believe you are in need of some rest. So, how about you go home for... And he turns back and looks over at you, Elena. Why don't you go home for the day? I will continue without you. Your service has been greatly appreciated. She stands, thanks him, and begins heading toward her home. He turns back to you, gives a half-cocked smile, and walks back into the barracks.
Good job, brother. You need to learn to do some things on your own anyway.
I hate you sometimes. Door closes.
Love you too!
All right, the rest of the party, what have you been... Awkward conversation.
So, Xavier, Eldoris,
Yeah.
did I tell you we're leaving tomorrow morning?
No.
We're leaving tomorrow morning. So, my plan was to spend the rest of today gathering supplies and whatnot.
Okay.
I was
Had
about to go
roughly the
check
same
that.
thought, but didn't think of we're leaving tomorrow. Where are we going exactly?
South.
All right.
Oh, you finally decided which way we're heading.
I think the way has been
More or less.
decided for a while. Just the others have not been very much.
Well, I think
deciding.
the tall one wanted to head north.
You did say something about that.
No.
In
I
any
did.
case,
I
I was
need to
gonna
head sort of south anyway. So
I was gonna check on our horses because I haven't looked in on them in 2+ weeks.
I need to check on. I need to go speak to the mushroom people.
I'll be with her.
Okay.
I'll
So let's
join
start
Vale.
with. All right. So Vale and Xavier, make an investigation check with advantage.
Where is he coming?
Yes.
Cool. Who's making it with advantage?
Whoever wants to roll it.
I'll roll
Not me.
it. I'll have the best
Where I
investigation
swear I
anyway.
parked it right here.
They gotta have the advantage. I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 20. So 29.
All right. So the first place that you stop by as you were looking for supplies, you find Kevy's General Supplies on the way over toward the stable. Actually, right next door to the stable, it's a general market, and on the inside, as you come in, there's a bustle of people gathering large sacks of grain, and you make your way inside, gathering that these are those last-minute shoppers Phil was talking about, getting ready for grand Winter's Crest feast in the evening. You see stock boys bringing out large crates full of foreign-looking fruits and vegetables. You see citrus and pineapples, bananas, and many things that don't usually get brought out during the wintertime that have been specially shipped in just for this event, being put on display. And just as quickly as they're put up, are being brought off the shelf by greedy customers who are gathering large armfuls and filling large baskets with them and bringing them up to a very tired-looking gnome at the counter who is exchanging coin back and forth.
By the way, Cal, look at your messenger.
Bloody hell, messenger!
Jeez.
What?
How many
hell?
chats?
Monologue.
I
So
waited until he was done.
Was he done though? Do you know that?
I didn't
Yeah.
think he was done.
It sounded like he was still going.
No.
Yeah,
This poor
you are a
tired
rude,
gnome.
rude man.
Okay.
Gonna survive the holidays.
Thank you, Xavier. So, what are you looking for with a natural 20 in here? What are we looking for in supplies?
I'm guessing potions and rations mainly. Anything else, Vale?
Rations. Could probably use another tent.
We don't need a tent. I got my bubble.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. I've got a tent.
How much rations were you looking for?
3 weeks worth.
3 weeks.
Good stuff.
Let's see here. So as you peruse the shelves, you eventually find in a corner of the room the dried, non-refrigerating required jerky, berries, and folded like bread and cloth kind of thing, stuff that won't go bad in travel. Kind of pieced together in this area about what you estimate to be 3 weeks for you or for everyone.
For everyone.
Everyone.
All right, so that is times 6. Times 6. Hold on here. I'm trying to find the rations in the player handbook because my
I
brain.
actually still have a lot of rations left.
I have 1 day of rations.
I still have like 10.
Rations. 1 day. 5 silver pieces per day.
Okay.
So
5 times 6,
Math.
30. Silver pieces?
Hang on here. Let me do this right.
Yeah, it's 5
Gold.
silver pieces.
7 times 6 is 42.
So 5 gold.
Hold on here. 3 weeks. 7 times. Freaking thing.
Oh, we
So-
do actually have more rations. The starting rations.
Is 21. Okay, so it's 21 days in 3 weeks
Mm-hmm.
times 6 people
Mm-hmm.
is 126 times the price, which is 5 silver times 5 silver. 630 silver.
Ah. Okay, so 60 gold. Or
63.
63 gold.
Math.
Damn.
Alright, sure.
All right. So you grab all the stuff. Are you not grabbing a tent as well?
No tent.
I guess not. I have
And
to-
glancing around, you do not see much in the way of arcane potions or anything of the like. You do see a number of healer's kits, various gauze, bandages, and such the like, kind of in a camping section that you could purchase if you wanted to. Something that you could use.
Yeah, bandages are good. Does everyone have a water skin?
I think everyone does.
Does everyone in range have a water skin?
I do.
Anyone?
I
Going
don't-
once.
I don't know if me and Sapala are in range.
When you guys were heading out for the Western people, so at this point, you both walked pretty much the same direction until they got to the store. So you're just now starting to get to the edges of the range as you walked past.
Got it.
I picked one up anyway.
All right, two silver for that.
I'll cover it all.
All right. At this point, though, you walk up to the counter, and this very tired-looking gnome is up there. It's an elderly woman. Her hair is almost sticking straight out at the edges, and she looks like she's easily in her early 600s, maybe. You're not entirely sure, just because how old she is. And she looks up.
Look at. All right, so whoa, that's a lot of rations. Where are you going?
Everywhere.
Fair enough.
Basically.
Fair enough. 63 gold.
And you hand it over, and she
hand
takes
her-
it. And
I hand her
this
6.
giant sack to her. Ah!
No, I don't. I hand her 6
can't
platinum
flatten.
pieces and 5 gold because we're also buying the water skin, which was 2 silver.
Other horses here?
You're looking to buy horses?
I thought we already had horses
We have 2 horses
and a cart.
and a cart, but the cart will probably slow us down.
Buy a trough.
We're not affiliated with the stable. You'd have to check there.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your patronage.
There you go.
Happy Winter's Crest.
What?
Bye.
You muscle your way out to the front of the shop as she begins taking the change from the next person in line. You go next door to the lost the word stable, and inside you see a young boy who is brushing a horse that was giving off in the cold air. You see the steam rising from the horse, and you gather that this horse is very warm. And the boy is brushing the side, and you see this look of elation on his face as he's brushing and feeding this horse. He looks over to you, his face just grinning from ear to ear.
Oh, hi. Well, what can I do for you guys?
Hey, is this where I left the horses in the cart?
What was your name?
My name's Vale. It was about 2-ish weeks ago.
Did you leave it under your name?
Yes.
Let me go look.
And he runs in the back and starts flipping through this ledger. He's like,
yeah. There was a horse and 2 horses in a cart up here about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, it's been being taken care of by Whitestone Castle.
Okay, great.
Wait, you were the castle?
They're still here?
Yeah, they're over in Bay 7.
Okay, great. Are you the one I go to see to purchase horses?
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose you could. My master's not in today. He's doing the festival. Which reminds me, if you do see him, don't tell him I have this horse saddled.
Done.
Good. Yeah. I could look at the ledger and sell him. I'm sure he'd be fine with that.
You do sell horses here, right?
Oh yeah. We have draft horses and riding horses and war horses and just regular just riding horses.
Right.
Yeah. Give me, how many do you want?
3.
3. Let me go look.
He goes running off into the stable, goes back to that ledger he was going through, starts thumbing through some of the pages.
Okay, that's writing plus.
He comes back a few minutes later.
Yeah, we have 3 that we could get rid of.
Great.
225 gold
For the lot?
for the lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it'll take us a few hours to get them
fine,
saddled
that's fine. We need them
and fresh shoes and brushed.
as long as it's ready by tomorrow morning, that's when we'll pick them up.
Okay. You gonna pay up front or tomorrow?
How about half and half?
That works.
250, you said?
Damn it.
225.
225. All right.
So about 113.
All right. I'll cover half of it if you can cover the other half, Vale.
Damn it! I said charge it to the castle.
They've done enough for us.
All right, so you hand over the 113 gold pieces, and
Yeah. Today just gets better and better.
And this isn't a large sack that I hand.
and he goes off, and you watch as he starts taking off the wall a whole bunch of bridles and saddles, and starts putting off. You see 3 painted stallions over in the corner that he begins putting these saddles upon. Grabbing a hammer and nail, starts putting on fresh shoes.
Ladoris, you want first pick? He's deciding.
Steven?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
You want first pick of horse?
What color horses are there?
Most of them, 2 of them are painted stallions, and one of them's a chestnut. So either brown or brown and white.
Yeah, no preference.
Okay. But yeah, if you could have these 3 plus the 2 dropped off here.
At the stable? Dropped off at the stable?
Yes. Ready here.
Yeah. They'll be ready in just a few hours. I mean, you could have them tonight if you want.
We're leaving tomorrow morning. That's when we know.
Okay. Yeah. We'll have them ready.
Okay, so the 3 of you exit the stable. At that point, we'll switch to Glaive and Sapala. Sapala, make a survival check to make your way back to the cave.
I'm judging by the reaction. She got something good. I just see her go.
That would be a natural 20 plus 8, so 28.
28. So, Glaive, you have to fight to keep up with Sapala as she just starts gallivanting through the forest, running directly in the direction of the cave, skipping over rocks and trees, and very excitedly making her way to the outer edges of the town, where you eventually make your way to the familiar, natural kind of overhang on the edge of the road. Sapala, as you come around the front edge, this overwhelming smell of decay is the best way I can describe it. Overwhelms you as you approach the cavern. As you peer inside, you see almost a beautiful but macabre scene of deer carcasses, wolf carcasses, a couple what look to be bandits here and there, strewn about the floor of the cavern, and each one is sprouting these fungal growths that are completely overtaking their entire form. As you approach, you can see these spores clinging to the air as you approach the dimly lit cave.
Well, I cast Speak with Plants. Did you hear that?
I did. So you cast your spell, allowing the life essence to grant the primitive ability to speak to the plants around you. As it does, you hear this very loud sound fill your head that eventually quiets for a moment. What do you do?
Hello?
Hello.
Sibal! Sibal is... Oh.
Yes, it is me.
All the mushrooms that were on the ground covering the bodies suddenly just kind of skitter off to the side, leaving these broken, empty torsos in their wake, where you see this like white bone jutting up into the sky, and a foot steps towards the edge, and then another, and you see in front of you the slightly familiar body of Quaylon, standing there, slightly taller now and looking a lot healthier. Before you, his arms are now no longer covered in their cuts and bruises, and now beautiful fungal growths are capping on the ends and producing this kind of fog of spores around him as he steps closer toward the light but not entering it. Savannah, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. I'm sorry it took so long.
Jesus, but I have anxiously been awaiting your return.
And how have y'all been doing?
We have been waiting to hear of the Sovereign. Did you find her?
I have not found her yet, but I have not stopped my search either.
Have you found anything?
See, Paula gets down to where she gets on her knees in front of him, and she pulls out the vial of the blood that she acquired.
He stoops down, and it's a very like jagged, unnatural, not smooth motion as he picks up this bottle from you, and a long, spindly hand comes down and uncorks it. You were going to say something.
I did find some of your brothers. I could not save them.
As the cork comes out, the slight vapor fills the air for a moment, and you watch as the mushrooms on the edge of its body twitch and rescind a bit from his facade, almost blowing them back in a way. And you hear the other myconid in the area let out this sound. Quaylon quickly recorks it and hands it back to you, his hand kind of shaking.
You would be careful opening that among the myconid. Its spores contain a great pain.
I will, and I'm sorry that I couldn't save them.
Was the Sovereign with?
She was not. I'm
Roll
still
a
continuing.
persuasion check.
$21.
Very good. What you can only assume to be worry and this trying eye. There are no eyes on this creature. They're all just sunken edifice of what you would assume to be some form of vision sensor, but you know that this creature cannot see, but you could swear it's studying you. It releases a almost sigh as the mushrooms on its body relax.
I recognize the spores that were in this container. They were with the Sovereign. But they must have moved her.
Do you
But
know if
Continue.
Do you know if they were with her recently?
He turns back to the other myconid in the room, takes a step towards you. Let me read something real quick.
Let me just consult my notes.
Before I do something stupid. Okay. It steps to the edge of the cave, walks with you over toward the light. You see now this direct line of sunlight forming in the ground. It looks back in the cave as these other mushrooms are looking on in an inquisitive fashion. It then extends a hand into the sunlight, and you watch as the mushrooms and spores on its hand shrink and recede a little bit, forming this kind of hardened layer of cracked flesh-like consistency over its skin. You can see pain as it forward into the light. It steps fully into the sun, its entire body taking on this almost caked appearance. He quickly walks over toward a tree and kind of leans up against it, sun still cooking his body. He pulls the cork out of the bottle and lets in this long
Yes, the spores of the Sovereign are in here.
As he speaks, you hear in the cave this almost hungry as you look behind, and the other mycon in the area are getting almost ravenous as the spores from the bottle are coming toward them. He inhales again.
She was there not but a few days in contact with these beings.
He quickly slams the cork back in, drops it on the ground. The bottle clanks forward several feet. He turns and begins crawling back toward the cave.
Stay out there for a little while. The young are not used to you yet.
And as you glance around, you see there are more myconid here now than there were before. You gather they have been multiplying.
She does what he says.
She was near. And very recently.
Can I help you?
No. This will rescind in time. We cannot stay here long. We grow too many and are running low on things to hunt.
Do you know how exactly how much longer you?
I do not.
My party and I are leaving soon. Tomorrow. So, should I find you another place to stay before I leave, or?
No. But with your blessing, one of the young ones stumbled on a cave not far from the night. It is connected to a much deeper network of tunnels. We would move there with your permission.
Is Glaive's there, right?
Oh yeah, and as this is going on, you're just watching as Sapala is kind of staring at this creature, and they're back and forth having a silent conversation.
And I'm just nodding like I'm following along.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm just gonna make that decision and say yes. You have my blessing.
Very well. Then we will see you when you return, Sovereign.
I really, really hope I find her.
As do I.
And again, I am very sorry for not being able to save them.
They are returned to Earth.
Please stay safe while I am gone.
I shall. And you do the same.
She bends down and gives him a hug.
You bend over knees as he bends over himself and pats you on the back. I need artwork of you and the 7-foot-tall mushroom person. What is it with you and tall people?
I don't know.
It's a short person thing. They love us.
Everyone's a tall person when you're 3 foot.
He returned
2'7".
Retreating into the cave where you now see the sign that once had been the Derolo Playhouse logo, now completely decayed and covered in mushrooms.
I like that a lot better.
All right. Uldores, anything you wanted to do? You've been quiet.
Uldores is with Vale and Xavier.
Okay. Was there anything you wanted to do in preparation for leaving, or
not particularly? Considering that Gilmore's is closed. No.
I'd like to see about buying a 30-gallon drum. Wait, is it 30 gallons? Yeah, 30 gallons.
A 30-gallon ever for?
Create food and water so we can feed the horses.
Okay. You
almost forgot. I also need saddlebags, or not saddlebags. feeding bags. Is that what they're called?
That is a thing. A feed bag, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I need feed bags and a 30-gallon drum.
Okay. So you and Sapal back toward the town where you saw Xavier, Vale, and Oldorez enter the general merchandise store. It's slowed down at this point as the afternoon is drawing to a close. You see the same gnomish woman behind the counter.
What can I get for you?
Hold on, before I commit to anything. Vale,
Glaive?
did you buy feed bags?
Xavier, did we buy feed bags?
No, I thought. Well, I know we
They-
have the two for the
horses?
2 horses, and not for the 3.
Sort of. 40%.
Okay, spare me the math and tell me the answer.
2 of 3. 5. Math hard.
Okay, I'm going to buy a 30-gallon drum and 3 feed bags.
What?
Cool? Cool. So, ma'am,
Did
Yeah.
hang up on me?
I need a 30-gallon drum and 3 feed bags.
Ah.
What?
You just ask them to get you a 30-gallon drum.
I don't think I have the drum. I got feedback. I don't have a drum.
The barrel.
You suddenly turned into a bird person. Ow.
Do you want
Okay.
the bags?
Yes, I do want the bags.
$15.
Those are expensive bags. Okay. Let's go.
I don't have a barrel.
All right, where do I go for barrels? You have any idea?
Nope. Don't know.
Hmm.
Make
Okay,
a
bye.
perception. Make a perception check.
Okay.
She's hiding the barrels in the back.
18.
There's 3 barrels behind you.
There's a couple of very large barrels in this room.
She's a spy killer.
We don't serve your kind here.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with this.
Hop away now.
And I leave.
All right, and you walk out back into Whitestone, eventually making your way to the rest of the party. While this was going on, Elena, what were you doing?
Elena.
Get us a barrel.
I guess I was gonna head back to the castle and look for the party.
Do a barrel roll.
Do
Uh,
barrel roll.
As you come back to the castle and realize that that they haven't returned yet, because you were heading back there before they went looking for the feed bags and horses, and are alone at the castle at the moment. After about an hour or two passes, Vale, Xavier, and Eldorez come back with very heavy sacks full of quite a bit of supplies.
Bag of holding.
Bag of holding.
That's boring, but okay.
I am
Andy
not strong.
Haversack.
Dropping sleeve, I see.
None of us are strong.
Do we really need all of this stuff?
Hey.
It's a lot to-
It's better to be
Okay.
prepared than not prepared.
How long we're gonna be on the road? Yeah, it'll last for a while.
I'm used to traveling light, I guess.
Well, bag of holding makes things light, which is
So,
But I don't have one.
question.
oh god.
Answer.
Okay, I'm hearing 5 Helenas. I'm sorry.
Okay, we need to stop that right now.
Yeah.
Who taught you mirror image?
Sorry, I don't know why I'm
Such
echoing.
power.
But, question.
Response.
I spoke to my brother.
Okay.
How many times did he insult you?
Not that many, actually.
He still insulted
I
you,
might have
though.
insulted him a few times. Remember my stone golem
No.
No.
and how he destroyed it?
I remember your shield golem.
The shield golem that had stone on him. Whatever.
That thing that made you a ballerina dance.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that.
But you weren't there, Glaive. You're not there, Glaive. Well, if we wait an extra day, he will have it finished prepared and we could take it with us.
We have no way to transport it.
Yeah, where would
It
we
can
put
walk.
that? That did not look fast. Much less faster than a horse. We got some horses, by the way.
Exciting.
You don't sound
But
excited.
I mean, I would like to take my golem with me if we can.
Do you have an easy way to transport?
That doesn't involve loading it onto our cart. Because those horses will not pull that thing.
Wasn't planning on taking the cart, but
We're not taking the cart anyway, so.
I mean, we don't actually know how quick it can run.
I'm getting flashbacks to Spaceballs, dragging the gigantic industrial hair dryer through the desert. And I can't live
Come
without it.
land! Come!
We ain't found shit.
We ain't fine shit.
Plus, if you're worried about Whitestone, then maybe it is beneficial to leave it here with
Just tell it to listen to Oliver until
you
until
just
the
hair
next time it
flip at
sees
me?
you.
Did I what?
Did you hair flip at me?
No, I did not a hair flip at you. I looked
Okay.
at this.
That's what it looked like.
What in the world?
I was gonna say, don't start. You will lose this game. Anyway,
Nobody can see her camera because her camera's weird.
I can see your camera, just fine.
Talk about the audience.
Yeah, I can see everyone's but yours, Xavier.
Hey, I can see yours.
And
now.
Cal's. I can't see Cal's.
So, I'd still like to leave tomorrow morning.
Yes, that is the plan.
Well, I mean, if we could find a way to bring it with us, it would be beneficial to us, would it not?
There's possibly some
Potentially.
sort of magic, but I don't have master of that kind of magic just yet.
Look into it. See if you can find a way.
You can by tomorrow morning.
Like I just said, I am not strong.
Nor I.
So, yeah.
At this point, Sapala and Glaive come walking into the common room as you are having this conversation.
Oh. Good.
Also, my brother wants me to stop at Seangorn. So,
Okay.
Elena, we need a barrel.
That was a thought as well already.
see if the kitchens have one.
I go see if the kitchens have one.
You walk into the kitchen as
I need
a number of
barrel!
servants are frantically attempting to get together the evening's dinner. A slightly elderly woman with gray hair pulled back in a tight bun, a dirty apron covered in stains and tied very tightly around the back of her portly frame, kind of turns to you. What was that? You're looking for a barrel?
Yes.
Try that cupboard over there.
That's amazing. I didn't even say anything to her. I go try and get covered.
Make an investigation check.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I've been doing great on those.
Roll for 30-gallon
Is there still
barrel.
that broken table we laid grog on?
Mm-hmm. They're working around it.
Still works.
Continuity.
Oops, I forgot about that.
No, I take
That
it
would
back.
be a 13.
13. Not hard to see, but as you open the door, there is a very large barrel, and inside it is a number of mops and brooms, and pretty much every utensil that is on a handle is stuck into this barrel, and it is being used to hold them up.
Sweet.
So you just, in the middle of the kitchen, as they're preparing Christmas dinner, you just start taking mops and brooms and thunk, thunk, thunk.
I'm being gentle about it. They're
Drop
leaning
them.
up.
Less overall chaos than we have.
Make a dexterity check.
Oh god.
Dexterity check for being gentle with cleaning supplies. Oh, hey.
Anyone who's ever tried to do this in real life knows the pain.
16?
All right, not bad.
They
You
start magically dancing.
manage to get them to sit up kind of properly in the corner and not slide all over the place as you wheel out this large barrel from the cupboard, and it scrapes against the floor as you bring it in, leaving this horrible sound as it grinds against the stone.
There we go, guys. Now we don't have to worry about feeding or watering the horse. Ever.
Where are we gonna put that?
I need
Well,
rope
Joe-
and I can make a harness.
What?
I
Did
put
y'all
it.
want to be
Go ahead.
The idea was to travel quickly.
We are going to travel quickly. This is the empty barrel.
I mean,
Or-
it's not huge. It's maybe what? How big is a 30-gallon barrel? I'm looking at them right now. It's big in comparison to a lot of barrels, but it could be strapped to a horse if it was empty.
All right.
It won't really bother it as long as it's with one of the lighter members, like you or Xavier or Lena.
Back to the Singorn topic. That was part of the tentative plan, being that we hopefully do a little bit better job of warning them about the cult. The cults.
That's not where he wants me to go, but yes.
Well, we're gonna be there, so. Might
Does
as
it
well-
have something to do with the speech? Sorry, I thought you were done.
Yes, it does have something to do with his speech. He wants me to speak well of him and create allies.
He does that well enough on his own.
No, he doesn't. I
Yes.
wanted to punch him in the face immediately.
Well,
Can
I
I kick
mean,
him in the shins?
I won't stop you.
Elena, we hate your brother.
I can tell.
I don't hate him. I don't wish death upon him. I just don't.
You just wish
All right,
bodily
well,
harm.
You're a
I'm
better
going to
person than me.
figure out how to transport my golem if I can. I'll see y'all at dinner.
Wait, I need to speak with people.
About
So, I went and saw the mushroom people.
Oh, how are they?
They're good. They're actually a lot more healthier, and there's little new baby mushrooms, and it's kind of actually quite adorable. There was dead carcasses everywhere, but besides that point,
dead carcasses of what?
oh,
Animals.
no one of importance.
No one? What do you mean,
Just
no
Oliver
one?
sitting there.
Petty thieves,
So now we have a way to
some
get
deer, some
Are
wolves.
Are we sure that they were just petty thieves?
Yes. Anyways,
For your mushroom people, I hope that they were just petty thieves.
they were. Anyways, back to the point. Um,
most likely to be a secret murderer.
Sleep hollow.
Whatever.
So, I did a little, well, Quaylon helped me with it. He did this weird smelly thing of the blood and spores and whatnot. Anyways, he found out that the mushroom people that were dead at the down in the cave thing, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways,
The ruins.
where I had my thing problem. Anyways, so he found out that those mushrooms had been in the presence of the sovereign, who is their leader, I guess you could say. Not quite leader, more like mother. But anyways, I believe that the people that took the thing that they took from y'all took her with them. And I made a promise to get her back.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's that. Yeah, I just thought I should let y'all know.
Okay.
Oh, also, I gave them my blessing to move to another cave because there was more of them. I didn't have time to ask, so I just told them they could. Sorry, not sorry.
Did you tell them to stay away from Whitestone?
They have already promised me that, and I trust them.
Cool. Sounds good.
You know, I am I'm beginning to feel like I'm the only one who does not have, I don't know, some ulterior motives around here. Everybody has things and places they want to go. I'm just trying to stay alive.
The motives are pretty straightforward.
It's okay. My only point of going before was just to stay alive. So I understand.
So
I
now
just
we
wanted to make a name that wasn't my own and not my family's.
that's not what I mean. I mean, now we have to go find your parents. We have to go south and find this item for Vale. Glaive wants to go north. Zapala wants to go and find this. What did you call her? A sovereign? And Xavier, he just likes reading books. I don't know what his deal is. I feel like I'm really.
Xavier has alternative motives, but he just
Anyone.
hasn't voiced it.
I feel like I'm the one that doesn't have any direction, you know?
Well, Doris,
Maybe
how
that's
would
why
you
I'm
like to
feeling
take-
so outnumbered here. Maybe that's why I feel like. Anyways, I'm sorry for what I said before about you all being crazy.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong, but I don't know. I feel bad about it.
You're not the only one who feels outnumbered here, Yildiras.
Well, Doris, how would you like to take Sapala to see frog people?
How would I like to?
Take Sapala to see the frog people.
Frog people.
I don't know how I feel about frog people. Are they scary?
Were
Are they dangerous?
They're large bipedal frogs. They didn't seem too scary.
Dolores, we can make new friends.
I kind of feel like I have one already.
I know, but we can make even more.
We'll talk about it.
So
On
you're
a
with us
note,
for now.
Xavier,
Yes.
I think Vale asked if you were with us.
Well, I was asking Eldoris, but yeah. Everyone.
Oh, if you were asking Eldoris, I'm sorry.
We're all good.
Oh yes, yes.
Okay.
I mean, it was whatever you guys want to do. Otherwise, I was going to go on my own. But I think I'll stick with you guys for a while.
See, Paula hugs Yoldores.
Dun dun dun.
She stabs you in the shin.
Oh.
Isn't it bad that I can just imagine her doing that?
Yes.
Uldoris just kind of like reaches down and pats her on the shoulder.
Yoldores, let's be friends forever.
Oh,
Starts
forever's
screaming
a
out
long
loud.
time.
Do you not want to be my friend forever?
I don't know if you want to be mine.
I
Top
do.
10
I
anime
like
plot
you.
lists.
Forever is a
Send
long
somewhere
time.
around the
So, unless Elena can find a way to transport the shield golem, we leave tomorrow morning.
Yes, but before we all run off to do our separate things, I would like to address that Sapala was attacked whenever she went on her own a few days ago. So it would seem poignant to make sure that everybody has another body with.
Makes sense.
It does.
So, are we going to do an assigned version?
I don't think that'll be necessary. Just take someone
I'm,
with you and
I'm
go somewhere.
just asking. Just asking.
Can I be with you, Glaive?
Always.
I think
Isn't
that
that
was
already
pretty clear.
assumed with you two?
Yay.
I don't remember if we actually did establish that or not. I didn't put it down.
Well, a couple
Established
nights
what?
ago is where Elena goes, you go. But that was a couple
Oh,
nights
yeah.
ago.
Glaive is confused.
In any case, buddy system. We
Yes.
should use it more. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
God is impatient.
Dad?
Sorry, the Myconid voice doesn't do very. The Myconid voice does a number on my throat.
That's fair.
I'm sorry.
No.
Let's go back and talk to the
Well,
mushroom
I'm
people.
going to the library to see if I can find anything.
Who's going with you?
Uldoris lifts up the book that he bought. I have enough reading material.
That's funny.
I can handle my own stuff in my own castle.
I'll go with her.
Thank you, Vale. I was about to be very mean.
As Elena and Vale go to the library, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break.
All right.
Play the music. What? Do I need to send you track?
Yes.
All right, we'll talk about that this week.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there.
I'm right here.
Look, you were gone. Stuff happened. We talked about Kill la Kill. We talked about anime. Stuff happened, okay? Anyway, so we're going to pick up where we left off with the party as Elena and Vale head off to the library. Sapala heading off on her own. Are you going to bring anyone with you?
I'll bring. Wait. Is Glaive available?
I'm always available.
Then yes, I'm taking Glaive.
All right. Then while that's going on and you're heading Xavier and Eldoris with your new buddy system.
We kind of got stuck together, didn't we?
I suggested it. Whether or not you guys follow it is your choice.
Say it like it's a bad thing to get stuck with old.
I'm not saying that. Man, there's a lot of pigeons in this room.
That's right.
I mean, I just have. I honestly don't have anything to do right now.
I kind of feel the same way. I mean, I'm ready to hit the road, but I guess we're going tomorrow, so I don't know. I have nothing I need to do.
Well, I say I have nothing that I need to do, but I think I have something I can work on. So I'll go over to the closest fireplace and get some good sized pieces of wood and start carving.
What? And while Xavier begins his carpentry project, Eldoris, what would you like to?
So wait, we're back in the castle.
Yeah, you're in one of the studies.
I'm trying to remember what kind of instrument the character has. I think he's got like a pan flute or something. He probably just sit there and pull out. If it's, I'm pretty sure it's pan flute. He'll probably just pull that out and start playing it. Watch the fire.
All right.
He's trying. You know what he's trying to do? He's trying to recreate the melody of that song.
All right. Make a performance check.
Do I have to make a woodcarver's tool check?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, 20.
23. It takes you a better part of an hour to pick out the basis of the melody, and after a little while listening in Xavier, you eventually begin to formulate it into a cohesive melody. And after about an hour, you can reliably play with perfect accuracy the same song that you've heard once from the bard and once from the Vampress below the city. Well, tied to a tree, but from below the city. Xavier, you hear this haunting melody as you are carving. What'd you get?
I got an 18 for my woodcarver's check.
And what are you carving?
I am trying to replicate the look of the clock tower.
Okay, it's a rather rudimentary shape, so you're able to, in that same hour, get the wood whittled down to its basic square shape. It'll take you much longer to get the fine details.
Okay.
So let's switch over to. We just did Sapala and Glaive, so let's do Elena and Vale.
You're researching a way to make your golem quickly mobile?
Yes, since that's the only way I can get y'all to stay longer, to wait on.
There's nothing here.
So I'm sorry, you're researching ways to make your golem move faster?
Or make it more portable.
In the library?
Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
And I would like to look for anything that I may have missed involving vestiges, Diamac specifically.
Okay, make an investigation check.
All right, I'm going to spend a key point.
Oh, okay.
So it's not at disadvantage.
Take a nap.
That would be a 29.
29. Very reliably sure of yourself. You do not find anything in the library making a giant automaton more mobile, besides the obvious attaching it to a cart or casting a spell on it that allows it to levitate alongside you, or anything along that means. Vale, what'd you get?
15.
15. Going through some of the older books on the shelves, you find a bookmark book on demons. And as you open it up, you see the familiar book that someone had pulled out before that had a large gorilla-like beast marked and some notes scrawled on it. However, as you flip through the rest of the book, hoping to find some more information, you find a passage discussing Tiamat, which you found odd. And a battle that occurred with her a long time ago near Singorn. And that's the only thing that stands out to you.
Oh, okay. Who was the battle with?
It was between a bunch of paladins of Bahamut and her forces down near the Riffin Mist Peninsula.
Okay. Does it say who won?
It does not. It mentions it in passing as it's going through the deities, and it just kind of glances over and along the time of this time period, there was a battle between Tiamat and the followers of Bahamut on the Riffin Mist Peninsula. It's just an odd footnote.
Delightful. Okay. That's it?
That's it for 15, yep.
Okay.
All right. Elena, was there anything else? Okay. You look so grumpy at me. I'm sorry, robots aren't common.
Nor speedy.
Nor speedy. So in that case, Sapala and Glaive. I assume I know where you want to go, Sapala.
You almighty DM.
On what?
Yes, you do, almighty DM.
Oh. All right. So as you mount your current steed, you make your way out into the early evening or late afternoon air of Whitestone. The city's activities has died down as the races have ended. You make your way over toward the barracks, where you see, as you enter, the fireplace has gone down to a dull crackle. Inside is mostly empty. As you pass a couple guards, a few of them take a look at you, but they're all ones that you've seen before and don't seem to make any notice of you. You walk further into the back of the barracks, and where you were told Grog was taken. As you come in, you see a person from the Temple of the Dawn Father is sitting at the bedside of Grog Strongjaw, his massive form causing the bed to sink very low to the ground, on a bed that was clearly not designed for a Goliath body. His eyes are closed, his face is just stoic, his hands clasped over the chest. As you enter, the priest, who you know, but you don't recognize, actually I changed my mind because you never met this character, looks up. Sorry, is there something I can do for you?
I get down off of Glaive, and I walk towards the priest.
Oh, hi there.
Hello, sir. How is Grog doing?
Oh, yeah, well, he's sleeping. That's what he's doing at the moment. There's not much else that we can do for him, really. I don't know I don't rightly know what's ailing him, but he's rested. He's at full health as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing broken. There's nothing I can tell.
I extend a hand. My name is Paula. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been here most of the day. My name's Father Nihilus. It's a pleasure to meet you. What's your name?
She just told you.
No, not you. I can't say I'm talking to her. I'm looking up at you, big man. What's your name?
Oh. I am Glaive. Glaive Van Alta.
Are you a relative?
No.
Hey, sorry, I'm sure.
We are friends of Elena.
No, all right. Was there anything else I can do for you? I mean, as far as I can tell, he didn't wake up today, so I doubt he'll wake up anytime soon. If you had something you wanted to discuss with him.
No. Would you mind if we just had some alone time with him?
I was given explicit instructions from Oliver to keep an eye on him, so I probably shouldn't leave the room. Wait. Sorry?
I charm him.
Oh, God.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I like where this is going.
All right, what's the DC on being charmed? Sabala?
Sorry, I'm missing a page
17.
right now. Hold on. Yes, it's 17.
Is it a Constitution, Wisdom, Charisma? That's okay. I rolled a 12, no matter what. So as you lean forward and place your hand on his for a moment and smile up at him with your doe-eyed, druid eyes, his expression kind of softens for a minute. And this, I suppose I could step out for a minute.
Oh, you're so wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, you're wonderful. And he just kind of gets up from his chair and walks out into the hallway and the door behind him.
Glaive, do you mind standing in front of the door just so he can't get in?
I'm very interested in seeing where you're going with this, so sure.
What charm did you use, by the way? Charm person?
Yeah.
1 hour. Okay.
She's an evil druid. She's going to kill Grog.
All right. So what are you doing with Grog now?
I would like to cast Dream.
All right.
Glad I didn't take that spell.
You what?
I said I'm glad I didn't take that spell.
Okay. So let me pull it back up here. I just had it open and then I went off it for charm person. There we are. So you spend a minute preparing some of the components for the spell and place them around his head on the pillow.
I hold his hand.
You clasp his hand in your hands, and it's massive in comparison to yours. These two fists are just the size of boulders compared to your tiny hands. I would like you to make a roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier.
Yes, sir. That is a 23.
23. Okay. What sort of world do you create in this dreamscape?
A field full of flowers.
All right. As you close your eyes, holding onto Grog Strongjaw's hand, you allow your mind to meld toward his, creating this vision of peaceful tranquility within his mind. You imagine as a field of poppies spring up around you, red flowers with black dots as far as the eye can see, an ever-glowing sunset in every direction sprawling out across a crimson mountainside before you. As you stand in this tranquil field, glancing around, you see no one.
Grog, can you hear me?
You wait for a minute. A beat. 2 beats. And there is no response.
Grog, if you have the strength to listen, to even hear me, I need you to answer some questions. I know that it's hard, but please, if you do, please come.
You hear the words echo around you as though hollow and tinny, reverberating off the very mountainscape around you, your voice booming out in every direction. You begin to move through the field, running in various directions, trying to find someone, anyone. As you begin to lose hope that there is anyone there, the world around you begins to crumble into darkness. As your own despair begins to fill Grog's mind, the flowers turn black, the mountainscape crumbles in front of you, the sunset turns into an ever blackness around you, and you are then surrounded in a void of nothingness. And that's when you pull yourself back out before you feel as though it could push even into you, fearing that it might somehow leave him and seep into your own brain. You pull back out.
When I come back out, I'm crying.
What the hell? Sabella, what happened?
It didn't work.
What didn't work?
I was trying to speak to him through a dream, and it didn't. I don't know what that means. I don't know. All I know is that I couldn't get in touch with him. And it's my fault. Because I guess I'm not strong enough, or he's just too sick. I don't know.
What time is it?
6 o'clock?
If we have time, I might be able to do something. Well, to be more accurately, there's 2 somethings I can do.
Would it
Well, it'll
involve
take me-
casting magic on him?
Fair enough. Let's go meet up with the rest of the party then.
All right. Let's go, I guess. I place a flower on Grog, and then I kiss his forehead in the moon.
All right. As you step out into the hall, you see Father Nihilus standing against the wall on the other side. Oh, so you're all sitting there then?
Yes, we are.
Why are you? Have you been crying? Are you okay? Honey, are you all right?
So-
Yes, I'm fine. Grog just means a lot to me.
Oh, aye, that's so sweet. Yeah, don't worry. He's keep an eye on him. We're making sure that he's well looked after.
Thank you. I have a soft spot for tall people.
I didn't need to know that, but that's good. That's that's great. I'll just I'll just step back in there then and keep an eye on him. All right, that's
Thank you.
yes, that's perfectly all right. He goes and kind of closes the door. Bye. It's good to meet you. Bye. Click. All right. Am I missing anyone? Everyone did their
That happened.
so. What?
That happened.
That happened. All right. So, anyone else doing anything this evening? People going to bed?
Nope.
That question will get me in a lot of trouble, so I'm not going to ask it.
Okay.
Ask it. Ask the question.
Take that in what sense that was.
Elena. All right, Elena. I'm taking Grog's vestige. See? I told you. We're moving on.
Rip.
I'm not actually taking it.
Oh.
I'm
Oh.
taking it.
Great.
Fucking muscles.
Easy
Sapala takes
vestige.
it.
Take it off of a corpse.
He is
Sapala
not a
takes
corpse.
Okay.
Well, he's not using
No.
it anytime soon.
Glaive, not fun.
I think it's funny.
That's a really damn good idea.
That's actually.
We're not doing that.
Leave a note on his chest.
I owe
Borrow your stuff. Drop it off later.
That was
Elena's
good.
gonna go check Gilmore's shop like one more time because she really needs to get
Ah.
something from his shop.
Elena, it's late. Can we just turn
It's 6 o'clock.
The
I'm
afternoon,
tired.
Vale. Then go to sleep.
It is
there.
really no. The buddy system must be respected.
That's right.
Vale, I can handle myself in my own city.
We'll see about that. I'm going with you.
Do as
Plus,
you
I
wish.
was hoping that I could get into Gilmore's also. So
All right. So the two of you make your way into the dark streets of Whitestone.
Do I see them as they go by?
Make a perception check.
no, I stealth.
All right. Here, I'll even use the
Roll
veil
stealth.
die.
Ooh.
11.
I rolled 22.
It's like
22.
My passive stealth is 50.
What'd you get, Vale?
I didn't roll. I'm
Okay.
kidding.
With a 22, you see.
bless you.
Sorry, I've been out in the cold for a little bit.
My
Indeed.
my passive perception is 18.
You as you are sitting there whittling your clock tower, old Doraz kind of looks up for a moment, causing you to look over as you see Vale and Elena walk by the hall.
Find what you're
somewhere?
researching.
What?
Are
Find
you
what you're
going somewhere?
researching.
Oh dear. I didn't catch either of those.
One at a time, please.
I think that might have just been me echoing.
I think so.
Did you find?
It was.
Did you find what you were researching?
Nope.
Elena.
I don't want to talk about it.
So that's a no. Where are you headed now?
She flips him off and just keeps walking.
We're stopping at Gilmore.
Put these clothes.
I don't know how to verbally communicate a shrug to you.
I mean, I can see you do it, so.
Perfect.
I will walk with them. Would you like
All
to
right.
go, Doris?
Okay.
Your buddy's
And he tucks his pipe away and gets up.
All right, so the four of you make kind of awkwardly as Elena flicks Xavier off down the hall, just continuously walking one finger over her shoulder. You make your way out down the slope to Dawnfather Square, where a number of guards pass by. You see two on every corner of the street around the tree as you come over to the front of Gilmore's shop.
Is it still closed?
It's still closed.
It is still very close. Still dark inside. All the other buildings around, lights and fires flickering on the inside. And you hear through windows people laughing and talking, and the clanking of dinner plates as it sounds like people are beginning their Winter's Crest feasts this evening. Gilmore's is the only building that is blackened on the interior and empty.
You know why this is really strange? This is really strange because even when he's not here, his assistant is usually here.
Yeah. Unlock.
A moment passes. 2 moments. No response.
Doesn't he live in the upper area of this building?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Talking to
Could maybe break in?
You believe that breaking in currently with guards over there, and guards over there, and
Well, to be
guards
honest,
over
they
there.
won't see me break in. There won't be signs of a break in.
I'm not suggesting. I'm
You
just
believe
saying it was not
breaking into Gilmore's house is a good idea.
But I mean, in case of a murder scene, possibly.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's an extreme, but
That's
it's always a
quite
possibility.
extreme.
This is not a good idea.
Are there windows for the second floor?
There are.
I'm a hover around to where some of the, like, possibly a bedroom would be and just listen.
Elena walks away because she's not having any of this. Not.
Figures your buddy.
Make a perception check as you hover up toward the windows.
17.
17. You hover about 20 feet up in the air and are floating near the darkened window at the front of the shop. Trying to peer in, you can't see anything. Too dark on the interior and too bright on the outside as the lanterns from Dawnfather Tree are casting bright light over the entirety of the square. But what you do hear is the crunch of snow as you turn your head and see one of the Singornian guards looks up and sees you hovering by the window and starts walking in your direction.
I told you so.
You left.
Technically, you said nothing. You just said, I'm done with this, and left.
Yeah, you just said, do you really think this is a good idea? And left.
You there! What are you doing up there?
Pointed out the guard.
Get down!
Oh,
I'm
hello.
Flying and minding my own business.
Fly casual.
This has been a scenic disruption in the city recently. I would not recommend shows as such. What is your name?
My name is Xavier. I'm just wondering where Gilmore has gone.
We didn't see him today during the festival. We were wondering where he was.
Are you reporting an assault or a missing person?
No, we're checking on our friend.
We were concerned. Maybe missing?
Have you attempted to knock upon his door?
Yes.
You have, or else I wouldn't be up here.
Is it possible he could be anywhere else?
I mean, it's always possible, but we
Very
didn't
well.
find him anywhere else.
Then, as I said in the beginning, I recommend not flying near people's windows at the scene of a recent disturbance. Otherwise, a fine may be levied. So, boots on the
Sorry,
ground, because of...
Did you say a recent disturbance?
Yeah, the Sun Tree incident.
I did. There was a recent attack in this area. Ground shaking, people freaking out.
Oh, I thought you meant
We were there for that.
Gilmore specific.
No, I do not mean here.
I'll fly
Either
away
way.
from the window, but stay flying.
Boots on the ground, if you please.
Drop the boot, Savior. Do it.
They're slip on.
I'll pull out my other pair of boots and drop. I'm just kidding.
Just comes out of his pocket.
You are wasting
Hilarious.
guard time.
Well, to be fair, you're wasting your own time. I'm not doing anything to oppose you.
You are disturbing the peace and wasting an officer of the law's time, both of which are finable offenses. And my patience is wearing thin.
Surprised you even have patience.
Patience
No,
of an
slowly drop to the ground.
There, was that so hard? Now, keep him on the ground, and there will not be further need for conversation.
I slightly hover to where he doesn't notice.
He does not notice. He turns and walks back toward his partner on the north side of Dawnfather Square and resumes his position.
Oh. That happened.
Yeah, it did. Was I able to see into the window, like into?
You were not. It was too dark on the interior.
Okay.
And you are a human.
Unfortunately.
I'm only human.
After all.
So, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no, I'm in character.
I have an answer.
Don't one of us have a scrying ball of some sort?
We do. And I look at Vale. Don't look over there.
Well, I was saving today's scry, but I mean, I guess I could use it.
You guess.
I think it might be worthwhile to make sure he is okay.
Probably not out in the street though.
There's a good alley right behind it. Let's go.
Wait, how do you know there's a good alley here?
Don't question it.
All right, you all make your way behind.
I would like to stealth.
Can we just say
Roll.
that the buddy system failed really quick?
Because you did it! You failed it!
You were the one that walked away.
You can't claim it didn't work if you're the one who's not doing it.
Which reminds me, Elena, Constitution save. I'm kidding.
Damn.
Death by lack of buddy.
As you go and pout by Dawnfather Square, I need stealth checks from everyone.
Hell yeah.
Jeez.
Is it what's the lighting out like outside?
It's bright in Dawnfather Square. As you get back toward the alley, it's dim, and the further back you go, it becomes dark.
All right, so where I'm making the stealth check, would that be considered
Bright.
Does that make it advantage?
Let's put it this way: you in the corner, sure those guards that were actively watching you aren't watching you.
that a no? I think I walked into the building.
What'd you get?
Well, technically it's a 15,
Okay.
but it's also a natural 1.
What?
Ow.
Because I
As-
have disadvantage still.
as everyone else starts quietly making their way around the corner, out of view of the guards, Vale, in your nonchalant, attempting not to get noticed manner possible, you very loudly whistle as you go stepping around the corner, and every guard turns and watches as you try to nonchalantly walk into the alley, hit a piece of black ice, and roll a dexterity check. Or a dexterity saving throw.
My one good stat. And I roll a 1. That was my new die, too. A dex save, you say?
Yeah.
Somehow I don't think evasion is going to help me here. Yeah. 21.
Okay. You slip on the black ice, spin around, catch yourself, slip a second time, and do this very awkward as you try to catch yourself, and grab onto the side of the wall and hoist yourself up as you see every single guard looking over at you.
Thank you. I will be here all week.
A couple of them start walking in your direction.
Oh, good. Someone's going to help me get off this ice.
Uldoris runs back up to right behind Vale, and is going to try and steady her, and says, "Well, you have clearly had way too many to drink. We need to get you back to the castle. You are clearly drunk."
That's right. I'm not so think as you drunk I am.
Both of you make a check.
A what check?
Deception.
Please, don't make me roll anymore. I've learned my lesson. Ooh, hey, that's not bad.
All right.
22.
Uldoris?
I'm trying to see if I have anything extra to add that I don't think I do. I got a I'm sorry, 14. I thought you heard me.
14. All right. As come out and Vale starts pretending to be drunk, the guards kind of stop and look at each other, look back at the two of you, and watch in silence as the two of you start making your way up toward the castle. Vale weaving back and forth, and Uldora, as you working to steady her.
I need a nap.
The rest of the party, Elena, you watch as this transpires.
Thought she left.
I said she was pouting by the sun tree. Oh, where'd you leave to?
Towards the gas.
Oh, okay. Okay, then Vale, not Vale, Xavier, Glaven, Sapala.
I would like to find Julius, and I assume he's at the barracks again, but I also don't know. Therefore, I want to find Julius.
You do not know. Glaive?
Well, the person I'm with, because of the buddy system, of which is meant to keep us all safe and safe from harm, I will be casting Locate Person to assist her.
And Xavier, what do you want to be doing?
Oh, I'm still like hidden in the alley.
Alley. All right.
I caused a distraction for you.
So I'll go ahead and switch to Xavier then for a moment. So Xavier, what would you like to do?
Watch the scene play out.
Well, after a few minutes or moments, even Vale and Uldurez make their way north, up the path and out of sight around the corner. Glaive, his eyes suddenly flash. What's the range on locate person?
1,000 feet. It's big.
Yeah, okay. You get a ping on your radar to the north at Whitestone Castle, actually, and begin leading Sapala in that direction.
Like a bloodhound.
Like a bloodhound. And you are now alone in the alleyway, Xavier.
About roughly how far are Vale and Uldurez away from me?
Present state, about 250 feet.
I'm there.
Damn.
Interesting deception there, guys.
Thanks, Sarenrae, for the buddy system, or else I might have fallen.
Through the end of it.
All right, so the three of you make your way up toward the castle. I'm sorry, the five of you make your way up toward the castle. Elena already on the way there.
Have a buddy. She's not safe.
Elena, you just make it to the top of the hill and turn around and see everyone else trudging their way up the slope toward you.
I turn around and continue on to the cast.
Buddies are en route.
All right, you all enter. I keep getting an echo that's throwing me off. You all enter. Glaive, your vision clarifies on the second floor in the direction of his bedroom where you lead Sapala. The door is locked, however, as you approach.
What time is it?
7.
Is it dark outside?
Very.
Is it dark outside?
I don't know that song, or I'd be singing with you. Well, Sapali's on the other side of the door.
I knock.
A beat passes and you hear kind of shuffling on the inside. Just a minute.
All right, it's Ipala, just so you know.
Oh yes. 1 minute. There's a clang and a clatter on the inside. The door opens and you see Julius standing. He's got a bathrobe thrown on over the top of a rather plain looking set of night clothing. He stands at the door and he opens it up and is looking at head level and sees Glaive and then looks down and sees you. Yes. What can I do for you?
I was just checking on you. How are you doing?
Still recuperating from the night shift, but switching to days, so it's that awkward period where you don't know what's day, what's night, or anything. So, trying to go to bed later and later, but getting there. Why?
I was just making sure you're fine. Anyways, you know that you're leaving Whitestone, right?
No, you're leaving?
Yes.
Have you told my sister yet?
No, we're all leaving. She's coming with.
Elena's leaving, and she didn't even tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That. Well, I suppose. What's that? Third time's a charm.
Oh.
Burn.
Anyways, just take care of yourself, okay?
I always end up.
I know, but I want you to just be more aware. Just.
I will not drink any strange tankards, if you understand my.
Yes, just be more aware of your surroundings and keep an eye on your.
He looks around the hallway a little bit, kind of keeps an eye on. He's a right git, isn't he?
Yes, I just want you to just take care of everything.
I will. I will do my best. I must be honest. I have no idea what Oliver is even doing. So at the moment, I'm just trying to stay out of it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't really like your brother.
I'll be honest. I don't like him either.
Well, at least we're on the same page.
I love him. I love him. I love him. He's my brother. I support him. But he is quite the prick.
Do you agree with what's going on?
Well, I mean, that's a larger discussion for a much less trying time, but it has vision. It has merit. I wasn't alive during Uriel's, but I have heard wonderful things about it, and people always speak highly of Uriel Taldore. And thus far, the Council of Taldore has, I can't say, done much for Whitestone, nor the people of our great nation. So if change is inevitable, I don't see why heralding that change is any more evil than the next.
All right. Interesting opinion, but okay. I just wanted to let you know. And if you have any questions, you can ask Elena. I'm sure she can answer some.
Oh, believe me. Quite a few at the moment. Where is she?
Last time I saw her, she was headed back here.
I will be down in a little bit, and he closes the door.
Bye.
Okay, who's next? Elena, what have you been doing?
Who's next
You
to
may-
throw Elena under the bus?
Yes.
Glaive, you have sending. You can talk to Aunt Cass.
I was gonna. I don't know what I was gonna do. Elena's a little just frustrated right now. So she's probably just. I don't know what she was gonna do. Just angrily stomp around the castle.
As your anger stomping around the castle, a few minutes pass, and you come around the corner and are face to face with your brother Julius, who is now in a nice dress outfit with a sword at his hilt, not wearing his full armor of the guard, but looking more like Percy than you're used to seeing him look, but not wearing like an adult. Yes, actually, Vale, thank you. For being such a young kid.
How old is he?
19, I believe.
It's not a young kid.
Yeah.
He comes on the corner. Elena,
Julius.
I understand you're leaving again?
Yes, unfortunately.
Any particular reason this time, or just because it's that time again?
Well, we're in the hallway, right?
You are.
I just a question for DM. Are we near like my bedroom or like near? a room that we could, like,
You're
discuss
near enough to your bedroom that you could bring him into it.
Follow me, brother.
Pulls him into a room, shanks him.
He walks into the room, closes. Yes. And were you planning on leaving without goodbye again?
No, I was going to say goodbye.
Oh, that makes a nice change of things.
I know, I just kind of run off sometimes.
Well, your brother runs off to Amon, you're on adventuring. Some of us get stuck here at Whitestone. Even my younger brothers are headed to Amon. I've been here my whole life. You sound like you're underwater.
She's casting a spell.
Run!
You could come with if you wanted.
Unfortunately, I have Stone Elena. I am training in the Pale Guard, remember? I cannot just renege upon my duties.
Plus, we don't have enough horses.
It was a joke. We all have our own duties, brother.
Yes, well, it's a joke that I wish were true, and I wish I could come. But here I sit, playing guard duty. So, was that all?
No, so you know how mother and father decided to go on an adventure?
Yes.
Kind of. And they were supposed to be back. And then the portal and the sun tree happened.
Yes, I heard. I was unfortunately not there.
Well, mother and father are in the abyss. Yeah, the abyss. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. The abyss. Yeah. And I'm headed after them. We've got to become stronger, but that's where I'm headed.
Elena, can I quote Aunt Cass and say that you are going to be the death of me?
I'm going to be the death of myself, I believe.
Well,
Pretty good quote.
the Abyss then.
I mean, father did warn Glaive to keep me away, but we know how that warning usually goes with.
You walking in the complete opposite direction.
Yes.
So I guess I should tell you, be as in the line of fire as you can be, and make sure that you are in as much danger as possible.
I think that's gonna happen anyways.
Yes, but if it actually happens, then you can't say it was my fault.
It was never your fault, brother.
Everything's my fault. Yes, everything.
No.
You're not the third child. The third child is always one to blame. The first one's perfect, the second one's a blessing, and the third one is the worst. Then we had two after that.
I'm the troublemaker, brother. So,
Now there, you were from me.
I excel in trouble, so.
Well, in all seriousness, Elena, I do wish you luck.
Thank you, brother. But I need you to do something for me while you're here.
And what would that be?
Keep an eye on Oliver. Make sure he doesn't let his pride and his ego take over.
I'll keep two eyes on him if I have the opportunity.
You know his current plan, correct?
Become king?
Yes, that plan.
Yes. Yes, I suppose it makes me a prince now, doesn't it?
It makes me a princess, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about it.
Does that mean I can get a princess?
Possibly. But I think we have bigger things to worry about than.
Well, you certainly do. I have to worry about my training regimen starting Monday morning.
But I need you to make sure that he stays grounded and he doesn't get in over his head.
Oh, don't worry. If he's sure that when Mother and Father return, he's more than.
I mean, he's already started to claim Whitestone as his own, and it is not his.
Well, unfortunately, at the moment, he is the ruling regent.
Charge. Yes, he is in charge, but it is all of ours. It is every citizen's.
And that right there, my dear sister, is why you should be in charge. And not Oliver. But I said too much. So, I'm going to go back to bed. I will keep every eye possible. I will even see if some of my friends can keep eyes on. But
and I will stay as safe as possible.
Which I can rest assured is not safe in the slightest. So,
No, I'm very much like our stories say our uncle was. So.
dead?
Yes.
Well, at least try not to come back like that.
I'll try not to come back like that. I was going more for the running headlong into danger, trying to save people. So.
Alright. So, good night, Elena, and I'll miss you.
Good night, brother, and I'll miss you as well.
If you can write, I can read, you know.
I have a friend who can send, so we
Oh.
can send.
Oh my word, is that spell sending?
Yes. Yeah. It's the big
Heavens.
one.
That's, oh my word, that's utterly terrifying.
I can write you a letter if you prefer.
I would much prefer that than having a 7-foot-tall man invade my...
It'll take longer for it to reach you. But...
That is quite enjoyable. I shall I shall relish letters from you then, as opposed to hearing someone while I'm trying to sleep.
Brother,
Speak in a gravelly... Yes.
you know about the golem that Father made me? The stone giant, the shield giant.
No, but continue.
Well, I have an idea for it.
Oh. How come Father never made me?
I don't know. Father made me one, and Oliver was very angry. Don't ask me why he. Don't ask me. Okay, I don't know why Father didn't make anyone else one. Don't ask me. You have to ask him. I'm not.
Oh,
Maybe it's because I run into trouble like headlong. Okay, like, and nobody else does. We're not gonna get into this discussion, okay? But Oliver was very angry, kind of destroyed it. But he's supposed to rebuild it.
Okay.
But I can't take it with
me. Okay.
And I don't feel safe leaving it in Oliver's control. Because Oliver. Yes, because he can be a prick sometimes.
Ha! I was just telling a friend that.
Which one? None of them like.
There's the short one. Silala.
Sipala. She especially does not like Oliver. But maybe you can use it to protect Whitestone.
Myself? Well, can you imagine the look on his face when I have it instead of him?
Yes, but I would much prefer it in your care than in his.
All right. I suppose I could talk to Captain Enid about having it join me in the guard barracks.
All I would have to do is command it to follow your orders.
I suppose. Yeah, that works. I can do that.
That way, if anything attacked Whitestone, it could be useful, and it wouldn't sit in Father's workshop, and Oliver wouldn't try anything else with it.
Yes, I can definitely do that.
Okay. All right. Well, I think you need to rest more because you've had...
Yes. Yes, I'm switching to the day shifts after Winter's Crest, and I've been up since 4:30.
Yes, brother, get some sleep.
Sounds lovely. Now, I go to bed. Good night.
Sleep well. Take care, brother. Especially if you're sick.
He exits the room, gives you a kiss on the cheek.
I hug him.
He squeezes you tightly as a brother should, knowing that this might be the last time he sees his sister. And then exits your room, heads back down to his. So,
Vale busts the door. Buddy system!
anyone else have tasks they wish to achieve this evening?
Yes.
Okay.
Sapala.
Ring, ring.
Short one.
Short one.
Sip.
Hello.
I am not the short one, but yes, I am here.
Would you mind joining me in my room for a moment?
Yes, I will be there shortly.
Hey.
That was not supposed to be a short one.
I get it. Good one.
Me and Clay both had the same thought. That's great.
During this time, Uldoris has gone back to his room and has unpacked the 5 things that he packed and put them exactly back where they were on the side table next to his.
You pull out the 5 items. One, I imagine, being the large onyx elephant, and place it on the table next to your bedside. And take a moment to ponder your things before you.
I don't remember this onyx elephant.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember having this.
Maybe it was a marble. Was it a marble or elephant statue?
You stole my
I have to write this down. I don't remember having.
Yeah, you did have that. I know you did.
Where did I find it?
Gilmore gave it to you one day,
That's right.
and he said if you ever need a friend, this thing's here for you.
You've got a friend in me.
Do-do-do-do.
And that's about as much as we can sing about.
That's right.
Apparently, not according to Julius, but fine.
Ouch. Julius.
Sapala learning what it's like to be a bureaucrat.
So while I'm waiting for Sapala, do I still have that Sarin Ray warmth?
Yes.
Cool. And I will bring up the Scryball.
Okay. At this point, you hear a.
I answer the door.
Hi, Vale.
Hi, Sapala. So, I had an idea.
I
We
like
could-
ideas.
That's good. I have a lot of them. I figured we could fully get to know the frog people
Frog people.
right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Right now?
Yes, right now.
Frog people? Okay.
Now, you won't be able to talk to them this time,
Okay.
but you should be able to see them.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Looking at the spell really quick.
Scry.
Yeah, I know. I'll let you figure out the modifier.
Oh yeah.
It's probably not great.
Well, it's 17. Scrying eye is the DC, correct?
Uh,
Oh, with your crystal ball.
yeah, the crystal ball of telepathy.
All right, let me see here. You have. Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Ooh. Okay. So, the two of you sit down on the bed in your room and press your hands to the crystal ball, and you focus really hard. Who are you focusing on?
The frog chieftain.
Okay.
that I saw in the vision.
Okay. So you focus
So
your
I-
mind on this this entity that you saw before in your previous vision, and Sapala and Vale, both of your minds, you feel shift into the crystal ball. Your eyes open again, and you're flying high above Taldore. You see an endless expanse of ocean on all sides. Taldore being just the small dot below you. Your being somersaults southward, following the spine of a long mountain range, which then opens into this vast forest canopy. The air around you shifts from the cold of Whitestone to this damp, moist heat that permeates the very pores of your spiritual being. Heading over hundreds of miles into this jungle, you see a great river in a sort of Y formation, conjoining and then heading further south toward a solid cliff wall of a great stony plateau. You shift further in on this plateau where the river is meeting the rocky cliff face. As it does, you see a small village, maybe 30 huts or so, stationed along the banks of the river. Stationed along the river. Straw roofs, or what looks like straw, and shingles placed over top of that straw that glisten in the sunlight, in the moonlight, with an iridescent rainbow of colors coming off the tile. On the very southern tip of the village, you see an older structure made of stone. Out front, with two large lions guarding the entrance to the temple. Your vision shifts between the lions. Inside, you see laying on a grass cot in the corner that looks to be hand woven. The creature that you saw from your first vision is laying on its side and just kind of
Vale, it's a frog person.
Hello? Hello?
the figure sits up in bed, kind of looks around the room.
Damn midnight callers.
You see now Sapala, this figure, very dull gray-green skin that is splotched with sunspots here and there. This long, peppered white and black mustache that comes down in a Fu Manchu style, down to its mid-torso. Sits up and begins to stroke it and looks around the room.
Hello, can you understand me?
Oh
shit, he's a Geonosian. I take it I don't understand this at all.
You do not.
Great. Well, this was a...
I do not remember inviting a spirit into my temple.
I'm not a spirit. Yet?
Yet?
My name is Vale. And, I was hoping you could help me with something in the coming weeks.
You see him contemplating and looking around the
Vale. My name is Masuta. We have not had outsiders for quite some time. You would be most welcome.
That was welcome, not unwelcome, right?
Welcome.
Great.
Hang on. There was a thing I need to check real quick. I just got a message. I also have to see how long does this last.
10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay. To answer the question you just said, it is.
Oh.
It's the chat is asking. I thought you couldn't communicate with Scry, but this is scrying with the crystal ball of telepathy that allows you to cast
it is special
suggestion and allows you to communicate telepathically.
Believe me, I've thought this through. I was wondering how I was going to use suggestion to communicate with the person. I was going to have him like write notes to himself.
That would be really
Over the
creepy.
course of weeks. This poor
Anyway,
person.
so he said you would be most welcome.
That's good to know. I have a friend with me, and in the coming week, I'd like her to speak with you, so she can get to know you. She's what's the word?
Are you a warrior?
You could say that. My business involves the temple and the current guardian of the Raps of Diamak. Got him. Choked on spit.
How do you know about the raps?
I was told by a guardian at a temple of Bahamut.
I do not know this Bahamut.
The Platinum Dragon.
I know of the Platinum Lizard.
Probably along the same line. Same figure, different name.
I am the guardian of the tomb. None are allowed entry. This conversation is over.
Okay, well, I've
And
still got 4 minutes.
Pause. And let me double check something real quick. As you watch him from a third person perspective using the scry spell. I just have to check my book to make sure something in my brain. Because my brain is not a book, and I don't remember everything. God, the alphabet sucks.
What you looking for?
Monk.
Uh-oh. You can use an action to cancel a charm effect. Is that what you're looking for?
Nope, never mind. Okay, continue.
Okay, before I leave, and I will because so you can get back to sleep, there is an evil cult that wants the raps for themselves. They serve the skilled tyrant. Shut up, Siri. God. Sorry, my phone is called the skilled tyrant. My intention is to keep them from retrieving the raps.
He gets up from the bed walks over to the other side of the room where you see a large tea kettle and pulls out some tea leaves and sprinkles them into a cup. And pours some hot water into the
Exercise me.
into the teacup and sits back down. Takes a sip. The wraps have been safe for 1,000 years.
As much as I'd like to believe that the impending threat is greater than it previously was, the cult has teamed up with several other evil cults.
Whoa.
If you really believe they are in danger, then come. Help my village with another problem. And if you are able to best the Hon Yosai, then maybe you can help me.
Could you spell that, please? Okay, great.
I do not know common that well. But perhaps the DM will spell it for you.
I did my best.
Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, it's good enough.
Hey, I was close. I just forgot the dash. Nailed it.
I literally spelled it that exact same way.
Right?
Well, to be fair, Sapala, you speak Korean, don't you?
Yes, kind of.
I do not.
Similar influence.
Thank you for your time. I will attempt to contact you again later this week.
Perhaps not so late.
Right.
No, sleep.
Yeah, you suggested go to sleep now. No.
Are you?
No. That's just rude.
Do it,
Fine,
you
I'll
punk.
do that anyway. Thank you for your time.
You are most welcome.
Well, that didn't go nearly as badly as it could have.
Frog people.
I haven't shared this with anyone, but since this just happened live, I hadn't shared to the rest of the party.
Is it frog people?
What I sent Vale as to what they look like.
I'm so excited.
I know you would be.
And she just can't hide it. Hold on, I gotta find the good one.
Frog people.
I can't. Unfortunately, I cannot put this up on the
Roll
thing
20.
on Roll20 because it's
Yeah.
not my image. But
Okay, just make a. Oh.
So, DM, is it alright if I ask,
yes,
are they Korean influenced?
no, technically Japanese.
Okay, close enough. I'm good with that.
I could work with that. Hey, frog people.
Yes, I love it.
Wapong.
I could have gone way worse.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Oh, just you wait.
The Japanese style mustache.
Yep.
Dig it. Dig.
Love it.
How
Oh,
tall
I
are
was
they?
gonna- How tall are they?
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know for 100% fact. Make a posthumous perception check.
Okay.
This is the only role that matters tonight.
That's right.
— 15.
Okay. Looking at the general architecture of the room and what's clearly an older temple, it looks to be slightly big for him. The leaves that he put in his tea in proportion to his hands, you could estimate that he is somewhere between 4 and 5 feet tall.
Okay, thank you.
Could I retroactively incite the "you are welcome" here?
Sure, make an insight check on that, I suppose.
Okay. It's okay. It's a disadvantage, so you know.
Oh, great.
One more night. 9.
What'd you get?
9.
It's more than he rolled on. But
Nine.
you did not get that he was malicious in saying you are welcome, hiding anything. You also could get a hint that he doesn't really think he's going to see you.
That's fair. That's fair. Until tonight, I didn't think I was going to see him, so. Okay, I'm done.
And I think if anyone has any complaints, does anyone want to end the session there tonight?
Wait, can we take the long rest first, please?
Does anyone want to end it there for the night after a long rest?
Yeah.
Sure.
And start up next session with leaving Whitestone for the journey.
Sounds fine to me.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. In that case, thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed my frog people.
I did.
Bye.
Bye. And end the recording.